What up, YouTube? This is the Only Land, and I'm here with a sneaker review for the PG3s. So the first thing we're going to talk about is pretty much the main thing with this shoe is the break-in. For me personally, the break-in was crazy. I would say it took about a week or two to break it in. To get like a real full break-in where you're not feeling any issues, it might take another extra week. And the main issues here are this area for I don't know what it is in here in the sole. On this side, it initially started. Which side did this shit start on? I think it initially started on the outside. I initially had pain on the outside, and I don't remember which foot it was. Doesn't really matter. It was one of them, and then it stopped on the outside, and then crept into the medial portion. And boy, god damn, that shit hurts, boy. Right in there, and then from out here to in there. This feels like something is stabbing you in your foot. God damn, that shit was painful. Like I said, it took about 2 weeks for that shit to get rid of. After that, the break-in was amazing. The shoe fits real good. There is another issue with the break-in, and I don't think that's a break-in issue. I think that's just a matter of how the shoe was built. Obviously, I try to watch other people's performance reviews, see what their opinion is on it. My reviews are based off my own opinion, but it helps to see how everybody feels about the shoe. The tongue, man. Some people liked it. Some people, actually, I didn't hear anyone complain about the tongue. I have a huge issue with the tongue. You see how this is not attached? Thank God my brother's home. He's home from school. He's on spring break. So I have his 2.5s to go off of because, like I said, I never owned the shoe. If you look at his tongue, it is off. Damn, these are white, so the sun is kind of fucking it up. It's off, but it's not fully off like this one. So you see it's stitched in right there, right? Stitched in right around the middle of the foot. These aren't stitched in the middle. They're stitched in all the way at the end. If you loosened all the the laces, you can see that it's stitched in right here. This is the stitching spot, and it's way lower. So this has a lot more moving room. Bro, when I put these on, when you're moving, and I have mine super tight, so you would think that it would hold it right in. But when you're moving, and I've noticed this because I play basketball all the time, so I have plenty of shoes. Your tongue will rotate either inside or outside. And mine tends to rotate a lot inside. And this piece right here to the tongue, that really kills me, man. It digs right into my foot. Sometimes it rotates, sometimes it doesn't. It's just an issue where I'm having to pull that shit off constantly, and then it's rotating back in. It's kind of painful. I don't really enjoy it, but just a part of the breaking process. I think if you wear 2 socks with it, you'll be good, but it's a shoe. You shouldn't have to wear 2 socks with it. So now we can move on from the break-in into basically the newer, I guess, features to the sneaker. Basically, when Paul George wanted to make the sneaker, he had 3 principles that he wanted to add into the new sneaker. The first one was to shed the unnecessary, basically anything unnecessary in the shoe. So they took off about 1 ounce in the shoe by putting in mesh. I know they messed with the TPU unit that they had here, and then they used a lighter foam. I didn't have the initial shoe, so I don't really feel the difference. That was just from Paul George's opinion. Obviously, what he does is, which goes into the second principle, was to make every step matter. He plays great defense, and he's obviously an amazing offensive player. So he's playing 48 minutes on both sides of the court. So to make it easier for him to be able to do that, they made the shoe a little lighter. Now, 1 ounce, I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make. You're an elite player. I'm sure he could do it without the ounce, but that was just something that they wanted to put, that he wanted them to put into the sneaker. So I guess I could just, from the principles, I could just go into the traction. They have what they call a circular traction. They didn't really give a name to it. They call it circular traction. I did speak about it in the last video. It's very similar to the traction that they have in the Westbrooks. It's amazing. You can see I have dirt in it. Like if you look there, and I'm sure all around the traction, I have dirt in it, and it doesn't have any, to be honest, very little effect. As with most sneakers, whether you're playing on a clean court or a dirty court, eventually you're gonna get dust and dirt in it. So you'll have to wipe. That's any shoe. Doesn't matter what shoe you're talking about. You'll have to wipe eventually. But the wiping on the shoe is very minimal. Traction is pretty great. I have no issues, as opposed to, obviously, I said I had issues with the Kyrie 5. You'll have little to no traction issues with this. It's pretty amazing, and there's really not much else to talk about. If I were to rate the traction out of a 10, I mean, it's not, I don't know what I would compare it to. What has amazing traction? I would say it's like an 8, 9 out of 10. You're not really going to have any issues. Not spectacular where you're not slipping at all, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. We can go into the third principle, which was remember where you came from. To be honest, that doesn't have much to do with the actual performance of the sneaker. It's pretty much just the little things that we talked about in the last video, where it has to do with aesthetics. So you got like the numbers on here, which pretty sure you can't even see that one. God damn, it's the glare from the sun. You know I like to do my sneaker reviews in the car, so but we talked about that. That was his zip code. The quote he has in the back that everybody absolutely hates, don't tell me the sky's the limit when there are footprints on the moon. And then what I didn't notice in the last video is he's got numbers in here. So I think he's got his jersey number in here, his birthday, and like the amount of tattoos he has on here. I don't know. You know how Nike is now they're trying to play it where every sneaker has a story, or the majority of the sneakers that a person puts out all have stories to them. So I mean, it's good for him, but like, I'm not looking at the bottom of the sole to see what's on it. I didn't find out until about 5 minutes ago when I looked the shit up. So well, what I wanted to get into was how I felt the materials were gonna last. We talked about this leather piece. I didn't think it was gonna last very well. To be honest, this pleather, leather, whatever it is, it's been it's been like a month and a half, 2 months. I don't remember off the top of my head. Hasn't creased at all. This was the main portion that I was gonna be worried about. Didn't really know what it was for. Hasn't creased, hasn't messed up at all. The mesh, it looks like, because they added if you look at the mesh and then you feel underneath, they added like an I would say an overlay to it, where this, as thin as it feels, I don't see this mesh wearing out anytime soon. And if I go based off the last one has the same type of overlay, but it feels a little thicker. I guess whatever the case is that they did, it's a pretty strong mesh. I haven't had any issues, obviously, because of the color. It's an orange color. Literally the first day I played in them, somebody stepped on them and they got dirty. But like, I don't play in basketball sneakers and expect them to be clean. I do, on the other hand, expect the materials to last. So sticking with that, these pleather things on the medial side, though, actually this is like a plastic. This stuff doesn't last. As I said before in previous videos, I do a lot of cutting. I play a lot of defense, and you're moving and you're always cutting. So you're always sometimes when you're moving, you're cutting on your inside, outside. Your shoes are rotating. It's just a matter of the game. And this inside right here, and this, it's way worse than on the other one. This, man, that stuff's wearing off pretty badly. I'm a little angry about it, but it's not affecting the performance of the sneaker, so I can't be too mad about the whole thing, you know. Besides that, the materials are pretty good. Like I said, I thought they would be trash, but I don't see them wearing down anytime soon. I'm obviously not going to stop playing in the sneakers. At this point, these are one of my favorite pairs of sneakers to ball in right now. I don't see myself tearing through the sneakers or them falling apart anytime soon. Yeah, like I was saying, from there we can go into the cushioning. Um, they obviously have the Zoom Air in the front. You can see the protruded bag there. It's a little bit more protruded than the last one. Like I said, my brother is home, so I do have the 2.5s to compare to. If you look at it from the side there, you can see that it's not really protruding as much as it can. My brother told me, because I just spoke to him before I started the video. He said, he can feel it. It's nothing crazy, but he can feel it. As opposed to these, if you look at it, you can see that it's got a little bit more uh, of a bigger zoom bag, should I say. It's definitely protruding a little bit more. When I put my feet into it and I land on my forefoot, or even just walking, the transition from walking from front to back, front to back, I can definitely feel it. It feels really good, really amazing. But as I've said before, I'm really not a forefoot player. Most people are. I'm not. I put a lot of weight on my heels, a ton. So the cushioning in the heels, I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. I don't feel it that well. I don't feel it that great, to be honest. I think it's just, I don't want to do it randomly. I think it's just a regular, I think it's just the foam, to be honest. I don't think they have anything in the heel. But the majority of you, as I would assume, the majority of you all play basketball on your forefoot. Forefoot's amazing. The cushioning is amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to cushioning. There's nothing crazy. Just, I guess they made the Zoom airbag a little bit bigger, and that's pretty much it. From there, we can move into lockdown. I always go a half a size up. So instead of an 11, I got an 11 and a half. What I was really worried about, and as I've said, I talked about in the last video, was this little heel tab. If you look at the 2.5s, it's not as far out as this one. This one is a lot higher, and it's kind of protruding out a little bit more. It takes a little bit to get used to, but I wouldn't say that it really stopped the lockdown. After maybe a day or two of use, it's like it's not even there. If you're tying your shoes tight enough, you're not going to even feel it. The wings, that's what they're calling it. The wings really help push your foot when you're tightening them up. You pushes your foot down on the forefoot zoom bag, so it's really keeping it stable. All right, well, that's the sneaker review. These are the PG3s. Do me a favor, like, comment, definitely hit that subscribe button. You know where that's at. It should be, if I'm showing it from this end, it should be right down here. Well, down there somewhere. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you like it. I'm trying to start to keep a steady video stream coming in. I've got, I think, 2 more videos planned for hopefully today and tomorrow. I've got a little bit going on, and we'll see how fast I can push those out. Like I said, like, rate, subscribe. This is the Only Land. This is the PG3s. Have a good one.